back, friends, to another The City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnium video. Lids87 here, and in today's video, I want to talk about the upcoming Batch 7 Level 70 Awakenings that we will be receiving in the global side of the game. Before I get into it, though, friends, please remember to like and subscribe, as it lets me know that you guys are truly enjoying the content that I make. All right, guys, so we got a lot going on for this upcoming month, February, but this is the last event for January, January 31st UTC time. So that's going to be like January 30th. At least for me, it is. At least for me. So essentially, tomorrow, the day after I make this video, or day of that you guys are seeing this. So let's go over it, friends. So there's going to be, of course, 6 characters that will be receiving level 70 awakenings. We got Jack, Maria, Sephiroth, Eiko, Orin, Lael, and Eiko will be receiving a rework, and both of these banners, first multi-draw is free. Thank you, Square. Hopefully we can get some free EXs there, right? Because between those, we'll be trying to pull for like 4 EXs, so to say. So, all right, friends, let's get into it. So the very first character that I do want to talk about is going to be Eiko. So Eiko is a white crystal affinity character. She is from Final Fantasy IX. She is a magic support battery type character, and she's getting reworked. So she's not a bad unit. She's not a bad unit. So hold on, let me put this up for you guys. So this is taking into consideration with all her passives. So her first ability is HP Regen. Plain and simple, restores the party's brave based on her int brave up to 200%, grants party HP regen for 12 turns. That's a very long time. So what this does is HP regens over time 8% of max HP per turn. She will also grant the party attack up and max brave up, so both of them 40% also for 12 turns. And then after she does this, she will follow up with a single target HP attack. Then she will heal the party based on HP damage dealt up to 20%. So 50% of HP damage dealt to the enemy up to 20% of each individual unit's max HP. Any excessive HP damage dealt is converted to Brave, and while she is buffed, this will turn her HP attack into HP attack plus. She will heal the party's HP based on 20% of HP damage dealt for up to 10% of their max HP. So she's got some healing built into her HP regen, which is pretty nice. She's not a bad healer. Now her second ability is called Smite. Now this got brave hits, because before it didn't really have that many brave hits. Now it's got 4. So what Smite is, it's got 4 hit holy magic brave plus HP attack. This has 120% max brave overflow. This will raise the party's brave based off of 40% of Eiko's attack. This will also heal the party's brave by 100% of the damage dealt. She will also grant herself a medium speed up for 5 turns, and while she is buffed, this will turn her brave attack into brave attack plus, which is just a 2-hit holy magic brave attack, and this will heal the party brave by 50% of her attack. Now her additional ability, actually I actually do like her additional ability a lot. So what it does, it will recover 1 use of her HP regen and Smite up to their initial max values. Her Bloomstone does not increase the amount of additional abilities that she gets, but it's still a really good additional ability. And if you do have her Bloomstone, that she will increase the party's attack by 15% for 5 turns. So not bad at all. You don't need the Bloomstone, as a lot of her power is from the base form of this, where she recovers 1 use of HP regen and Smite. So if you're hurting for Bloomstones for some reason, you don't have to pick it up right away. Now let's take a look at her EX weapon, Tiger Racket. Now this is the very first time she is getting her EX weapon, and what this does is it grants her access to the EX ability Terra Homing. So if anybody is familiar with Final Fantasy IX, it's her like pet friend. I don't recall, I don't remember it, but I know how the ability looks like. It comes in, it transforms into this giant looking monster thingamabob. It does a pretty cool attack animation, and as it's leaving, she like waves goodbye. It's friggin' adorable. So what it is, it's a 2-hit holy AoE magic brave plus HP attack. It is dispersed amongst all enemies, 120% overflow. This will heal the party. Any excess healing is converted to brave, and she will inflict holy resist down to all enemies for 4 turns. And pretty much all of her attacks, except HP regen, have holy brave attacks attached to it. And she will also grant herself double white magic. Now while double white magic is active, this will change her HP attack and HP attack plus into double holy. So just like Vivi's double fire, Same concept except Holy. Now what double Holy is a 2-hit Holy Magic Brave plus HP attack triggered twice. This does 50% damage to non-targeted enemies, 120% max Brave Overflow. And as soon as you use this though, this will dispel double white magic. And double white magic also has a Brave regen effect to it. So what you can do is essentially hold on to this for a few turns, let her build herself up some Brave, throw in a few Smites, and just to end it off, just use double Holy before her EX ability charges back up. Now her 1, 2, and 3 out of 3s, nothing too special, just more damage, faster recast, slightly raised attack. Now let's take a look at her Tiger Racket Plus. Now, at 1 out of 3 is when she gets her HP Attack Plus Plus, which is a Holy Magic Brave plus HP Attack, and this will still restore the party's HP based on HP damage dealt up to 10% of their max HP. At 2 out of 3, she will grant essentially all her buffs from HP regen, and she will now fill her EX gauge to the max, so right off of the bat, you can use her EX ability. And at 3 out of 3, with Terra Homing, this will increase the Brave hits, more potency, overflow, and this is, now if you're going to invest in Eiko, 3 out of 3, because she will be hitting harder with the double Holy. This will increase the Brave hits to 4, higher potencies, and more max Brave overflow limit. Now, if you're hurting on ingots, I could potentially see you guys taking her up to 1 out of 3, just so she has a HP attack plus, just so she hits a little bit harder. I mean, 2 out of 3, she gets that EX gauge right off the bat, so from there she could go into her double Holy. So at least 1 or 2 out of 3, in my personal opinion, at least. Now her bonus sphere is buff success HP heal, which after granting a buff, she will restore 10% of max HP. It's a C-type sphere. Now let's take a look at her artifact passives. Now she doesn't have a C50, so top 3 for her is going to be attack 108, max Brave 330, and potentially buff attack if you cannot get access to attack 108. Now, the second character on this banner, the reason why you should be pulling, you should be pulling. I'm just being biased. I like Sephiroth. I'm a Final Fantasy VII fanboy. Sephiroth is my favorite villain. I already have Sephiroth's EX weapon, so this guy automatically 3 out of 3 for me. But Sephiroth, he is a Crystal Affinity Green type character. He is the villain from Final Fantasy VII. He is the main villain from Final Fantasy VII, and this guy is a pure DPS unit, pure DPS. So let's take a look at his abilities. He's not getting a rework, but he's just getting stronger from his EX plus. So his first ability is called Fervent Blow, which is a 10-hit melee Brave plus HP attack. There is HP attacks in after the 5th and 10th Brave hit. So it's like 5 sets of Brave plus HP attack, and then another 5 sets of Brave followed by another HP attack, which is pretty cool. This is a nice way to dump out the Brave if you gained a lot of it. Let's say you're at max Brave, use Fervent Blow, he'll dump out the Brave, then follow up with an additional 5 Brave hits plus HP attack. Now, if you have Genova active, this will increase his Genova stacks by 2. Genova is a unique buff that he has. You cannot lose Genova unless your party is essentially dispelled, okay? Genova is a stackable buff for him, and the more stacks you have, the better this buff will be. So what it essentially does, it increases his speed and lowers the enemy's speed. That's pretty much it for Fervent Blow. His second ability, Octa Slash, is a 7-hit melee Brave plus HP attack. This will grant him 1 stack of Genova. If you break a target, or you attack a broken target, this will grant him an additional stack. So you could potentially get 2 stacks with Octa Slash. And when Genova is active, this will change his Brave attack into Brave attack plus, which is a 5-hit melee Brave attack. He's got a pretty nice Brave attack plus. The 5-hit melee Brave attack, that's pretty strong. Now his additional ability with his Bloomstone will increase his attack by 15% and max Brave by 20% for a few turns. So that's not bad. That's just more power to his kit. Alright, now let's take a look at Sephiroth's EX weapon, Mako Katana, which grants him access to the EX ability, Black Materia. Now, when you use Black Materia, this will set all the enemies' Brave to 0. It will not break enemies. This ability does not break enemies. A lot of people like that. A lot of people don't. I personally don't mind it. If the enemy gets way out of control with their Brave, this sets it back down to 0. This will trigger on 100% AoE HP damage. That's pretty nice. This will grant him a stack of his other framed buff called Reunion for 6 turns. He can get up to a total of 5 stacks of Reunion. Now, essentially, the more stacks he has, the more max Brave and Brave Regen he can give to himself. So at max stacks at 5, he will grant himself 40% max Brave up and 200% Brave Regen, which is pretty nice. That's a lot of Brave Regen. And after using Black Materia on the following turn, he can use either of his abilities for free. So Fervent Blow, Octa Slash, free. Longevity for Sephiroth, not bad at all. Now at 1 out of 3, he will gain Brave based on attack. At 2 out of 3, he will grant himself 3 stacks of Reunion, which will leave him at 20% max Brave up and 100% Brave Regen, which isn't bad at all. And at 3 out of 3, just a little bit faster recast speed towards Black Materia. Now let's take a look at his Mako Katana Plus. Take this thing out of 3 out of 3. I'm being biased. 3 out of 3. I love Sephiroth. Now, at 0 out of 3, he gets his HP Attack Plus. And this isn't a bad HP Attack Plus at all. It's a 3-hit melee Brave plus HP Attack with 120% max Brave Overflow. Right off the bat, 0-3, that's great. At 1 out of 3, he will greatly raise his attack, and this is by 80%, so that's a nice attack. You definitely want at least 1 out of 3. At 2 out of 3, when the quest starts, he grants himself 3 stacks of Genova right off of the bat. That's beautiful. He will raise max Raven attack based on the number of Genova stacks, and this will also grant him 2 stacks of Reunion for 6 turns. And at 3 out of 3, when using Black Materia, this will slightly raise the max Brave Overflow limit, and this will slightly raise the max Brave Overflow limit for all of his abilities by 30%, which, that's not bad at all. He's going to hit pretty damn hard, guys. I recall over on JP, I could cap out on his damage outside of summon if you guys pair him with the proper team composition. He's going to be hitting hard. Now, his bonus sphere is last boost attack up. So if HP is above 50% when the final battle starts, raises max Brave and attack by 10%. That's not bad. It's kind of like C50s though. They can be iffy because if there are multiple waves before you get to a boss fight, there's a good chance that you might take an HP attack here or there. So of course, be sure to have a healer. And if you have a healer, that's not bad. 10% to max Brave and attack. That's not bad. Now, his artifact passives, top 3 for him are going to be Attack 108, his C51 Winged Angel boost, which raises Int Brave, Max Brave, Attack Defense by 5%, so 15% total if you got all 3 at the start of the last wave. Same reason as his bonus sphere. This is very iffy because if he takes an HP attack, you could lose out on all those buffs, so to say. So make sure you have a healer. And his other one being Max Brave 330. Since he is going to be hitting very hard, you're going to want Max Brave for him for sure. Alright friends, now we're at that part of the video. Should you guys pull on this banner? Well, looking at this banner specifically, I mean, if you guys get free EX weapon, hey, not bad. Now, I will say that Auron and Maria, it's going to be a while before they see any changes to their kits, so I wouldn't go too ham on this banner unless you're a fan of them. I mean, Auron does have some melee resist down, which can come in handy, if you build around him. But other than that, I wouldn't go too ham on this banner. Now, the main banner being Sephiroth and Eiko. Now, my personal thoughts is Eiko, she's not a bad unit at all. She's a pretty good healer. If you guys did miss out on Rosa, who was essentially earlier this month, her banner went away just before the Square Enix livestream. She's not bad. She can imperil her own element, which I actually do value right now in this essentially elemental imperil meta that we're going into with her EX ability. She imperils Holy. If there are any other type of Holy damaging units, she's going to help them hit harder, and because of that, she can dish out her own damage. And the fact that she can heal the party, it's another healer for you guys to take into essentially Dimension's End, so you guys can beat any of these stages to collect yourself some ingots. Now, if you're not a fan of Eiko per se, or if you have Sephiroth's weapon from before, there's another banner next month that has another good support, being Penelo. Penelo's a very good support type character. Again, this is only if you're not a fan of Eiko. If you did miss out on Rosa though, Eiko's not a bad pickup at all. Sephiroth. Now, again, because I'm biased, Sephiroth, 3 out of 3, of course. That put aside though, he like I mentioned earlier, he is going to be hitting really hard. You can reach the cap with him if you pair him up with the proper team compositions outside of summon. This guy hits like a truck. He's going to be hitting very hard. Now, at this point, you have to ask yourselves though, what melee DPS unit do you guys want? Because looking at this month, we have a few others. We have 8, who has counter built into his kit. King, he's more ranged, but he's still a physical type DPS unit. And we have Zack later this month also, Arc 2 Chapter 7, which isn't that far after here. And Zack being an excellent tank that can dish out his own damage. So you guys do have your options here. You definitely have your options here. So if you're not interested in Sephiroth, those are some potentially other DPS units you can pick up. Now, Sephiroth, I would say he will replace a lot of your earlier DPS units like your potentially your squalls, your early clouds, potentially your early machinas. Sephiroth replaces them in terms of single target DPS unit. Yeah, he has AoE 100% AoE with his EX ability, but you cannot go wrong with Sephiroth, guys, if you guys do decide to pull on this banner. That is it for this video, friends. Thank you guys for joining me on as I cover the Batch 7 Awakenings. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments what you guys will be doing on this banner. Are you guys going to chase, skip? Are you guys more interested in Orin? Do you guys like Sephiroth like me? Me personally, I already pulled for Sephiroth's EX weapon when his Lost Chapter came out. I went ham. I got it. So I am going to be 3 out of 3ing him as soon as this event goes live. All right, friends. So again, be sure to let me know down below in the comments your plan for this banner and event. So until next time, friends, good luck and have a good one.